What's good, people? It's about that time to randomly relate, reverse rant, no hate. Okay, let me say, I've um, I've been watching, Madrimov fights. This is the another fight I'm watching with him right now, and okay, so he has over 200 amateur fights, right? He has 10 pro fights. In promotion, you don't shoot down your opponent's credibility. At the same time, those who you can fool, you can fool. I'm watching this guy fight, and here's the funny thing about it. Okay, for Crawford knows what he has to do, and he knows the way he's trying to go that he has to get past this guy. Someone said something to me today that made me laugh because I said, "Yeah, Errol Spence is just coming up to 154, still hasn't fought yet. We know that Sebastian Fundora, if he do, we done seen him get beat up already. You know, Sebastian Fundora had a nasty gash over the eye of Tim Tszyu, and he still couldn't knock him out. The guy couldn't see, and he still couldn't get rid of him. Okay, so we know that he's a fighter. There's nothing special about Sebastian Fundora. He's extremely tall, extremely skinny, and he's easy to hit. And his punching power is like, okay. For Crawford, I say go make history. Go out there, do what you do, collect these belts. Okay? You want to become undisputed? Go make it happen. What I'm not going to do, I'm watching this guy, Madrimov, right now. Too flat-footed. Too easy to counter. You can calculate his shots. Only way Crawford should lose this fight is if Crawford has lost some steps. Like his age catches up to where now he can't perform the way he used to. This dude is there to be hit. He circles a lot, and when he circles, he just basically walks around, get right back in front of you, wait. He ducks his head before he punches. There's nothing special about this guy. So what I'm not going to do is sit here and mind fuck myself like a lot of people do to try to make people think this is some masterful, boxer in the ring. He's. There's no way this guy should be Crawford, man. If Crawford is still the same, this guy's food. This guy's food right here. Put him on a plate. He's food. There's no way that Crawford should lose to him. And I hear these. No, and see, and here's the thing. This isn't about Crawford. This is about these delusional people. You know how many people who Crawford's their favorite fighter have made videos talking about how dangerous this guy is? Talking about how this guy is, he's explosive, he's powerful, he's the best boxer in the division. If the best boxer in your division only has 10 pro fights, like we know Lomachenko had well over 300, and we know that Lomachenko is a solid dude. So you're automatically trying to put him in the Lomachenko category. Well, at least they're smart enough to not try to shoot the guy down, because then, well, what does it matter if Crawford beat him, right? He's supposed to beat him. But I'm watching this dude, and y'all can sit here and brainwash yourselves all y'all want, man. There's nothing special about this dude. He reaches when he throws to the body. He reaches when he goes up top. He throws wide punches. You can telegraph his shots. Crawford shouldn't be hit with this slow shit he's throwing. This dude, this guy, just his style is I'm not impressed. And like I said in the previous video, how in the fuck do y'all think this guy is going to give Terrence Crawford a tough fight? Like he possibly even beat Crawford, but yet y'all think that Crawford will go to 168 and beat Canelo. Yeah, I mean, make that make sense. Make that make sense. I forgot what year they said he went to this weight class. Did they say 214 or 2017? I think it said 2017 when he went up to his weight class, whatever. But man, this guy is there to be hit. He's just there to be hit. Now Crawford, he gets hit in his fights. He does get hit. So if Madrimov cracks him, catches him, and hurts him, I mean, puncher's chance, like I said, is unless Crawford has slipped. But at the same time, right? Even if that be the case, once again, all the fanboying out about it. Oh, but Crawford got old if he was to lose this fight, and I want to see Crawford win the fight. So hopefully he can do what he has to do. You know what I see? You see, he's going for a belt. Spencer's going for a belt. Should they both be successful, well, their rematch should be at 154 pounds. I don't see Canelo being interested in this fight. If Crawford is to, which I don't see this happening either because of his age. Y'all gotta understand something. The older you get, the younger your audience, they're not into that. They don't, So when they're coming up, they're looking at fighters closer to their age. Okay. In terms of Crawford's star power, if Spence looks anything close to being like when we've seen him at his best, put it like that, if he can put on that type of performance and go in there and fight Sebastian Fundora and destroy him like he's supposed to, okay, then we can look and people still are going to more likely pick Crawford as the favorite. But this time they'll both be coming in again as champions in a rematch as well. But if Errol Spence goes in there and look bad against Sebastian Fundora, even if he goes in there, what I'm saying, if he can go in there and do something spectacular, okay, he go in there and look great. Doesn't mean he beats Terrence Crawford in the rematch, but at least it would be like, okay, Spencer's back, or Spencer's looking sharp. If he goes in there and has a tough fight with him, then no, especially when you guys have went along this whole, he's the best, this guy that Madrimov is the best in the division, because this guy only has 10 goddamn pro fights. So does the amateur experience and stuff add up and all? Yeah, but at the same time, it's his skill set, what he brings to the table. There's no way that this guy should be Crawford. And you guys need to be ashamed of yourself. If you've seen this guy fight and you're sitting here trying to tell yourselves that this guy belongs in there with Crawford. Okay, well, at the end of the day, though, right? Best case scenario, Crawford wins, Spence wins, they rematch. Whoever wins, wins. It still has nothing to do with Canelo as far as Crawford is going. So this is what I say about Canelo. If Canelo is saying he's not going to gain anything and get the credit for beating Crawford, well, how much credit would you get for fighting Errol Spence? See, and I remember Canelo Alvarez said that he was willing to, him and Errol Spence one day, they can make the fight happen. So if he was willing to fight him but not Crawford, right? Well, one thing people do have to understand too is Crawford not only is fighting at 147 now, but he came up from 140. All that's behind him though, because he was able to do what he did against the natural 147 pounders. And for me, when I'm looking at that situation, this goes back to the whole fighters. People say one thing and they say something else, okay? And that's why I tell you guys, if we're gonna sit here and play tit for tat, right? This is why I was saying when Terrence Crawford said before, now think about it. when it came to the titles at 147 pounds, always said, I don't care for all this catch weight stuff. If the title's involved, it's really stupid. If you agree to it, you agree to it. But it's stupid. Why? Because you're fighting at a catch weight, not the weight that, at the sanctioning body's weight limit. You're not fighting, So how do you lose a 147-pound title at 152 pounds? You understand what I'm saying? Like, that's stupid. Okay? But for that to be the case, remember when Crawford said, oh, we could definitely fight at 154. There's no problem. Remember that, right? But then he turned around and said, nah, got to be at 147, right? So at the end of the day, he said he want Canelo fight and a rematch with Spence. I feel like the only way this Errol Spence fight doesn't happen is if he loses to Fundora. Now, I don't know if this is true, but I'm going to look into it, where I saw 2 thumbnails stating that Errol Spence is now training with Tank Davis' team. Okay. Calvin Ford and all. So, I don't know, but we'll see. Now, the reality of Crawford and Madrimov, it's not a super fight. What I see in Madrimov, people are not really bringing this up. Now, certain fighters are. But, the people involved in the fight are trying to make you think this is a Super Bowl. Now, here's what I say. If Crawford struggles with this guy, Canelo will kill him at 168 pounds. This dude is not on Canelo's level. He's not on Crawford's level. So if Crawford struggles with him, Canelo will kill Crawford. I don't want to hear no styles, big fights though. Yeah, and based on that, what do we always say about Canelo? He's seen damn near pretty much every style. He's a seasoned guy, and he knows how to adjust, break you down. This dude, and listen. Only Crawford fans are gonna believe the hype of like if he wins and he wins impressively, like he did something spectacular. We that see this guy for who he is, Madrimov is not on Crawford's level, and he's not on Canelo's level. So there's no way that he's going to struggle with this guy and then go in there and beat Canelo. And the fact that you guys, like I said, the fact that you guys think that he can actually beat Canelo, but you think that Madrimov might stop him at 154, but at 168, all of a sudden, he's going to get past Canelo. You guys don't make any sense. You really don't. And also, one of the things that I was paying attention to also was everybody in the comment section, right? Everybody in the comment sections that was saying, that this guy is deadly, he's devastating, and talking about how he, he has power. I noticed that's all his compliments has been limited to. He's devastating, he's deadly, he has power. I don't hear anybody talking about his footwork, his head movement, his boxing skills, his ring IQ. I don't hear them talking about that. They just keep saying he's dangerous. And this is exactly my point. When you talk about solid fighters, you talk about all of their abilities. Nobody's talking about his all-around ability because he's not impressive to people. The fight's supposed to be on, it's on, basically. What's going to happen is going to happen. Okay? But I'm telling you right now, this dude, he's not it, man. Everybody keep bringing up, but remember how Canelo fought Bivol? And Bivol did this and this and that. This dude is nowhere near as good as Bivol. He's definitely not, come on, he's not that guy. He's not that guy. And the fact that you guys are even making a comparison, we know that you're reaching, just trying to make excuses because this is the opponent that Crawford is fighting. That's all. But I'm just not impressed by this dude. Where like, look, I mean, I'm watching him, and they tell him he's a great switch hitter. No, he switches and then he does no damage. He just switches. I'm watching him do it. Okay, like this is the fight he's had with Eric Walker, and I'm watching him. He switch hits and does absolutely nothing. When fighters switch hit like that, you guys think that's impressive because they're switching back and forth, but pretty much they don't like what they see in front of them. They're having a hard time with openings. I mean, this dude reaches, he leans with his chest. I mean, he makes so many mistakes. So for him to have 200 plus amateur fights, the guy still make amateur mistakes. He slip punches with his hands down. He turns his eyes away from his opponent. I mean, it is what it is. But he's not. he's not. Okay. Enough about Madrimov. let me say this. If Terrence Crawford, if he handles business like he's supposed to and get this guy out the way, I do not know what Jermell Charlo's up to. I don't know, what's going on, like as far as his boxing career or whatever. I don't know what's going on with this guy. But I feel like all roads leads back to Spence versus Crawford too. I don't see a Canelo fight. And I don't think that anybody's willing to pay Crawford what he's asking for. Was it $25 million to fight Boots? I don't see anybody willing to offer him that kind of money. If he's going to get that kind of money, it's going to have to be against a guy like Canelo. So the question is, if Canelo sticks to his guns and don't fight him, okay, then what does he do? Who does he fight? And at the end of the day, if he sews up the division, because this is what I'm saying. If he sews up the division and becomes undisputed, who's left at 154? Who's left? So he might just become undisputed. And see, he's trying to get bargaining chips too, because the more he accomplishes, like, okay, my name will get bigger. Trying to play catch up to where, hey, it's at least a 60-40 fight with Canelo. But I don't see that fight. I feel like the only way Canelo takes that fight is if it's huge money. Or unless he finds it easy to beat Crawford than to beat Benavidez or David Morrell. Something to that effect. And the fact that David Benavidez has been the mandatory for 3 damn years is sad. That's sickening. But I'm just looking at, does Crawford become undisputed and then just make title defenses? No. He only wants those 2 big fights. I'm telling you. I'm telling you, he only wants those 2 big fights. And when you look at who could he possibly fight aside from Errol Spence, where he's even going to get close to the money he's asking for, he can become undisputed and still not get $25 million in one fight. It's very possible that can happen. So therefore, I'm sitting back and I'm looking at who's at 154 right now. I don't know. Like, and anytime Jermell Charlo name will pop up as far as what happened to Jermell Charlo, or we heard that he's supposed to be going back to training, but we never hear anything confirmed about Jermell Charlo. So, bottom line is, I know Crawford doesn't want a bunch of junk fights. Crawford is planning his exit strategy, okay? And he made it clear, Canelo He said out of his own mouth he wants Canelo and a rematch of Earl Spence, and that's it. That was his word, and that's it. Okay, so this is what I'm saying. Him and Boots never fight. Unless this fight goes incredibly wrong for him, and then he feel like he need Boots. That's it. Now Madrimov, when I'm looking at what he brings to the table, if he was to win, unless Crawford decides to go back to 147, they'll probably try to make a rematch. Should Crawford win, it probably won't be a rematch. Okay, so I'm just trying to follow. Like in my head, I'm looking at in my head, I'm looking at where these guys are right now, and I'm looking at who's who. But once again, Aries was the one that told you he's going to find himself in a situation where the biggest fight that he can get is a rematch of the Earl Spence. Because y'all all got all puffed up thinking, oh shit, he just became two weight division undisputed. Yeah, him and Canelo, undisputed versus undisputed. And it's like, come on, man. Canelo doesn't move like that. He doesn't move like that. Come on, man. This is crazy right here. This is crazy right here, man. And I'm just being honest about his skill set. This is crazy. This is crazy. Unless Terrence Crawford forgets how to box, all of a sudden he comes in there and fights stupidly, extremely stupidly. Like I don't puncher's chance, y'all. That's all he has. But yeah, I was just sitting here looking, and I said, you know what? Let me make a video about this guy, man. Go look at the Eric Walker fight. Go look. I'm telling you, go look at any of his fights, but go look at the Eric Walker fight. His very last fight, if you look, there's been no improvement. And the Eric Walker fight was 3 years ago. There's been no improvement. He fights exactly the same. He's wild. He's all over the place. You can telegraph his shots. No head movement. He come in a straight line. He completely ducks his head out the way and leaps to the side to try to avoid getting hit. He makes a lot of amateur mistakes. Man, flat foot. Yeah. So my allergies is really getting to me right now. So I'm about ready to close the video anyway, but my allergies are really starting to get to me right now. My eyes are watering up, and eyes are itching and all, whatever. But look, if Calvin Ford, if this is true, and I'm not gonna make a video about it until I know, get it confirmed. But if Calvin Ford, if Spence going with Calvin Ford, if they can actually get him better, make him a better fighter, and he feels strong at 154 pounds, and his confidence hasn't been broken, y'all still don't think that he has a chance to beat Crawford. And that's why I'm like, y'all don't think nobody would beat Crawford, that's in his weight class. So at the end of the day, it's like, well, who is it that Crawford could fight that you think would give him a test or beat him? And out of everybody, it's a guy with only 10 fights. Yeah, it really doesn't make sense to me, y'all, at all. And like I said, especially when y'all talking about Styles making fights, because this dude is he's just not that guy, man. He's just not that guy. I think too, once you start making this whole this image of a fighter to be better than what they are, this also it hurts boxing credibility, because people hear all these things. A fight is going to go the way it's going to go. Now, even though I'm saying what I'm saying, I'm sticking by what I'm saying in terms of the way I see it. But I'm well aware shit happens in a fight. Shit happens in a fight. Somebody can throw their shoulder out. Somebody can have an Achilles tendon tear, something, anything. Charlie or his cramp, something. Oh shit, you're in a fucked up way. You got to get your legs massaged in the corner, and it's not enough. And anything, stuff happens. Okay, stuff happens. Dude just landed the right shot. But when we start trying to tell the public that a fighter is better than what he is, and you guys have access to this dude's fights, all I'm doing, I'm sitting here watching him right now. And if you think that this guy, and that's the part that makes me laugh, man. That part. You think that this guy has a great chance of beating Canelo, but somehow, I mean, I don't know Crawford, but somehow Canelo can't beat Crawford. This guy at 154, is capable of beating Terrence Crawford. But Crawford can go to 168 and beat Canelo. That's why when I ask you guys, are you listening to what you're saying? Are you thinking about what you're saying? That doesn't make any sense to me. If Crawford fights Canelo, I hope Crawford beat the shot of him. I hope Crawford beat the shot of this dude. Hopefully, Spence can beat the shot of Fundora. And then, bottom line, if Spence doesn't go in and take punishment, if his face holds up and he goes in there and he's, really actually back and ready, if the beating that he took from Crawford didn't take his toll, hey, we'll see how things go. But that's my whole thing, is I don't see, because you can't possibly think, let me tell you something. Jaime Munguia will fuck up this dude right here. Israel Madrimov. Jaime Munguia will fuck this dude up, man. This dude is not as good as Jaime Munguia. This dude he leaps in, he throw a body shot, just leap in. His guard hand is down, he's just right there to be counted. This dude is such an amateur, man. I don't give a fuck if he had 800 amateur fights. This dude is such an amateur. His style is just so flawed. So flawed. No footwork. Slow feet. Yeah. And bottom line, Canelo would beat the fuck out of this dude right here, man. This isn't no Dimitri Bivol type fighter right here. Yeah. And this is what I'm saying. That's okay that you believe in Crawford. That's okay. Like I said, I hope Crawford fuck dude up. I hope he fuck up Canelo if that fight was to ever happen, which I don't think it is, but I'm telling you, your own words. This dude, Israel Madrimov, is a killer, yo. He's a beast, yo. He's dangerous. Yo, man. He might beat Crawford, yo. He has the ability, but Canelo doesn't. And here's the crazy part about it, though, right? We know that because they're not even rivals, first of all. They're not even in the same weight class, but it's because their names have been compared because of him calling out Canelo. But you guys don't want, as Crawford fans, you don't want to say that you think Canelo can beat him. Canelo fans, and I'm talking about the biased ones, okay? Which is most of them, okay? And Canelo fans don't want to say they think Crawford can beat Canelo, okay? But yet you guys take some random dude and want to beef him up to be better than what he is. And let's make this clear. Bivol is still undefeated. And you see his performances in Bivol showed you. It wasn't no lucky nothing. I basically went there. I fought this man. I beat him. I beat him up. I outboxed him, outclassed him. I owned him. I shut him down. Simple. Come on, man. And Madrimov telling you, but everybody I beat was a quality opponent. Okay. even in him saying that, you don't even know the names of most of the people he's fought, if any. So even him saying that, what does that mean? So what? So what? Saying who you beat and you say that they're quality. Okay, Josh Taylor was a quality opponent. Regis Prograis was a quality opponent. Ramirez, right? But look at what happens when these 135 pounders came up to 140. Beat them and made it look easy. Okay? You never beat no elite level guys. Okay? Just like Luis Ortiz. Oh, he's a boogeyman. Nobody wants to fight him. He has no elite wins on him. He's beaten no elite level guys. But bottom line, he's a boogeyman. Come on, y'all. But yeah. I'm about to close this video, and I'm just this dude is tripping all over his sloppy feet. This dude is too sloppy, man. There's no way he should beat no damn Terrence Crawford. No way. I think he can load his gloves. He shouldn't even be able to catch Crawford with a bunch of clean shots. But hey, anyway, never fall in love with lies. Remember the truth, bring hate out of people, and I will catch y'all on the next video.